And we're back on the Diddy train. If you missed the video I posted just before this one about Hailey Bieber, watch that. Hello, my fam. It is Perez, the queen of all media, the original influencer, and your #1 source for everything Diddy drama. Catching you up on everyone who testified today in the federal trial against him, where he is facing trafficking, racketeering, and charges. I've been busy and already made 2 videos on today's developments. Watch those to be fully caught up. Where we left off, former Cassie stylist Deontay Nash was testifying. Deontay was Cassie's stylist and friend, and they would often go out, or used to. Nash testified that he was ordered by Diddy not to go out with Cassie, whom he called that bitch. And he said that Cassie only wanted to go out because Nash was going to, so he'd better keep his ears home. Nash testified that when he was working for Cassie, he had to send Diddy photos of her in different outfits. Quote, he would pick which one he liked, and that would be the one we went with. What's more than controlling? That, whatever that is, him. Deontay testified that he once saw a lot of blood during one instance in which he alleged Diddy attacked Cassie. Deontay testified that once he, Cassie, and a Diddy employee named Mia were in Cassie's apartment. When Diddy came, he pulled her by the hair off the couch and hit her. Nash testified that after Diddy saw blood, he just panicked. He then told the stylist and Mia, this other employee of his, "Look what y'all made me do." Nash shared another encounter where he was in Cassie's apartment and Diddy came saying that he wanted to talk to her. Quote, he grabbed her as they were walking up. He grabbed her by the hair and said, "You got to get the F out of my house." Nash told the court that he tried to leave, but Diddy's security guards blocked him, preventing him from leaving, and told him to wait for Puff to come down. Later, when he and Cassie were able to leave and had driven off, Diddy called and told him to pull over. Quote, he came to the window and began to talk to Cassie, Nash testified, telling the court that Diddy told Cassie that she effed up, that he was going to put her S to the E to the X tapes on the internet. He was going to release them on schedule. He was going to start by sending them to her parents' jobs, and her brother was a bitch, and that Puff was the only one that protected her. No. This is all classic RICO, right? Threats, blackmailing, extortion. Oh, God. When asked how many times he helped Cassie hide from Diddy, her stylist responded, "Too many to count." One instance that the stylist saw Diddy assault Cassie happened because he was calling her and she wouldn't answer the phone. So he hit her. He went, sought her out, and hit her for not answering the phone. bitch, didn't I tell you to answer the phone? Nash recounted Combs saying. Nash also said that the disgraced music mogul got violent with him a few times, including once in 2013 when Cassie was shooting a music video. Combs, quote, threw me on the car and started choking me out, Nash told the jury today. Why was he so angry? The stylist testified that Kim Porter's baby daddy was upset that Nash and Cassie had gone out and Wilden. Nash testified that during those instances that he would help Cassie hide, They would often stay in hotels, and Diddy, quote, would blow everyone's phones up and threaten everybody. Seems hella guilty to me. Nash testified to the jury today that he saw Diddy slap Cassie across the face once in 2015. He said they were with a few other people in a parking lot outside a music studio. Nash also testified that he observed bruises on Cassie, quote, quite often. This witch! Oh, charges better be brought against her. Nash says that he did not report the violence he witnessed against Cassie or that he experienced himself. He did not report it to the police because he feared retaliation from Diddy. But Nash testified that he did speak to Diddy's chief of staff, Christina Coram, about the issue. Coram promised to speak to Diddy, Nash said, but the violence did not stop. Christina Coram was an enabler, complicit, and needs to be brought to justice. His chief of staff and henchwoman. Cassie regularly confided in her stylist that she did not want to be participating in these freak-offs, but she would go and do them anyways. The prosecution is painting a very clear picture here of coercion. The stylist said that he and Cassie were frequently in the studio together, so much that they once decorated it and slept there regularly while she recorded new songs. When asked by the government how much of that Diddy would allow to be released, Nash estimated that it was about 10% as a generous estimate. Nash recalled this one time at Cassie's birthday party where she just wanted to celebrate, but Diddy was forcing her to go to a freak-off instead. Interestingly, like many of his former employees, Nash testified that he and Diddy have kept in touch through texts and phone calls, and that the tone of the messages has been loving. Questioned how he could maintain a relationship with a man who assaulted him and his friend, the stylist said, "I don't hate him. It's just not in me." One time, Diddy forced Nash to go get Cassie where she was hiding in a hotel, and he testified that he found Cassie in a room and she was going to climb over the balcony after learning that Diddy was in the lobby because she was so afraid of him. The stylist testified he would often keep cash on hand for hotel rooms because he didn't want Puff to find me. The stylist said he last spoke to Cassie yesterday to congratulate her on her new baby. He also testified that he has no plans to sue Diddy in civil court and has not sent any demand letter for money. Nash also testified that Combs did not approve the looks for other bad boy artists, only Cassie. And the court ran out of time with Deontay Nash, who will be back tomorrow. We will wrap up with him, and then we will hear from Mia, another former employee of Diddy's and victim of his abuse, according to prosecutors. Perhaps one of my favorite developments from today, at one point, Brian Steele, one of the defense lawyers, was seen falling asleep during testimony. And things ended today with the lead defense attorney, Mark Agnifilo, pleading with the judge for increased access to Diddy, who is being held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. Currently, the defense team only has access to him until 7 p.m., forcing them to make decisions without him. Trial usually wraps up every day around 3. This isn't really right, Agnifilo told the judge. We'll see if they're granted more time with Diddy. Prosecutors say they are ahead of schedule and hope to rest their case by the second week of June. Still on track to end by 4th of July. And that is it for today. We've covered a lot. Let's discuss everything in the comments section.